Yeah. So the recordings will not be available on YouTube, but if anyone wants the recordings, you can always ping me personally so that I can help you out. Okay. But as I said, they are not going to be available on YouTube. Okay. And before we begin, I want to thank each of you for taking this time out of your busy schedule to join. Okay, so we'll be having the Jyotish Foundation class right after this orientation. It's not going to take long, but it's going to be worthwhile. That's what I can promise you. Okay. All right. So Satyam Shivam Sundaram. There is a reason why I have called this program as such. Okay. And Satyam, it stands for truth, beauty and godliness. Okay, that is what it means. Okay, but there are more meanings to, there are more hidden meanings to the word Satyam Shivam Sundaram. And I want you to, take the meaning of this word with you as you move out of this orientation. Okay, so this has been created because a lot of people, they have asked me to, to create a flagship program for themselves so that they can benefit from the teachings of the tradition that I belong to. Okay, so this is the reason the flagship program was created. But then I took some amount of time to create this because I wanted it to be intensive. Okay, I wanted it to be intensive in a way that everyone can benefit out of it. All right. And just like everything, just like everything that is being made available online or being sold online, it has some kind of syllabus associated with it. Here we don't have a syllabus. Okay, but I'll tell you what you will learn from this. Okay, that is for sure. Although we don't have a syllabus, although I don't have a syllabus, I'll not share the syllabus with you, but I'll tell you what you will learn from this. Okay, so Satyam Shivam Sundaram is about, I'll come to the gist of it. It's about altering your karma. Okay, it's about altering your karma. Yes, Pranam Amitji. It's about altering your karma and altering it in a way that it is a it's altering in a way that it is a permanent fix. Okay, and so before I go into telling you what is in this program, I'll just tell you that it is very important as human being. Okay, it's a very divine opportunity for us. Since we have taken a human birth, it is a divine opportunity for all of us to understand the concepts of karma as well as mantra. Okay, and karma is something that governs life, while mantra is something that corrects karma. Okay, let's consider this example. Someone is the president of a country, while someone else is is living as a homeless person in the same country. So there is this difference between both, isn't it? There is this difference between both. And as a child, I've always wondered why is this inequality prevalent, even if we say that God is God does not distinguish, right? How come some people get things so easily while others have to work hard and still get nothing and suffer? Okay, and the answer, it is very simple. Yes, it is all individuals karma. Okay, and the rishis of India, they have put this theory of karma that can explain the mysteries of life. Okay, and it is not only the mystery of life, it also the theory of karma also explains the mystery of joy and suffering, health and disease, success and failure, and long life and premature death, and other factors. Okay, now the question is, can karma be altered or changed? It can be changed. Okay, it can be changed, but there are certain parts, or there are certain karmas which are very difficult to change. I'll come to the classification of karma as well. And for those who have been associated with me for long enough, they would know that I had actually organized a webinar on, on the law of karma. And some of you actually have been given access to it. Okay. And so this is, this is about, in that webinar, I had actually explained how karma manifests for each one of us. Okay. So I had not given any solution for that. I had told that there is a solution. Okay. So Twinkleji has watched it. Even Shannon has watched that webinar. And I had told that there is a solution to it, but I did not give out the solution. Okay. Because, if I start giving out solutions in such a random way, then it defeats the entire purpose, the seriousness of the entire purpose. Okay. So you can consider this program to be a solution to all that is governed by karma. Okay. And the horoscope that you see, okay, that is the karma of your past life. Okay. The desires and plans that you held in your previous life, but because of some reason it could not get fulfilled, and now you are here to fulfill those desires. Okay. And those desires, they may not necessarily be from your immediate past life. They may be from other lives that you have lived long ago. Okay. And the past is very, very important. Okay. K2 represents the past. All right. And if you look at the funny side of it, whatever you call the present or the future is indeed going to become your past. Right now at 8:24 p.m. I'm giving out this, orientation. But after, after at 8:25, this is going to become past. Right. So you can see the influence of K2 in our lives, isn't it? It's a huge, it's a huge influence that cannot be negated. Okay. And everything that you wanted to do in the past, you are now doing it in the present. So it's the wheel of karma, right? So I wanted to do this webinar since, the last week, and now I am being able to, now I'm being able to do it. So it is something that I wanted to do it in the past, and now I'm doing it in the present. Okay. And these things, these things that are happening to our lives, that are happening to us on an individual level, some of the things may end right away. Some of the things may take a long time to end. Okay. And maybe there are certain things that maybe will take a few more births to end. Right. And this is the philosophy of karma. You desire something and then you create karma, and you take lifetimes to experience that karma. Okay. And before we get into the meat of the topic, I want you to to understand a few important parts about karma. Okay. So what is karma? Yes, karma is the spiritual law of cause and effect. Okay. And there is nothing called good karma or bad karma. There are only deeds, okay, that produce this. All right. So if you're doing good deeds, you are creating karma that will pay you in the long run. Okay. And if you're doing bad deeds, you're creating karma that will take away things from you in the long run. Okay. That is only good and bad karma. There is nothing called good or bad karma. Okay. There is only karma. Okay. For example, if you have done good actions in your past lives, then in this lifetime you will bring a life of luxury, good health and happiness. And similarly, all the problems and sufferings and the poverty that you are suffering in this lifetime are a result of the bad karma that you have done in past lives. Okay. So the bigger question, can you change your karma? Yes, you can. Okay. Yes, you can. But then you must understand that there are certain boundaries that you must follow. Okay. For example, it's impossible to change an orange into an apple or a donkey into a horse. That is also karma. Okay. There is a reason why you've been born into this body as a human being. So you can change all karma. That requires you to use your human experience. Okay. Now, if you're born as a donkey, and if someone is born as a donkey, and someone comes and tells me that make me into a human being, I cannot change that karma. No. But what I can do is that I can change the donkey's experience of karma. Okay. So this is a very important distinction to make. All right. So all that is under the ambit of your human experience, it can be changed. For example, if you are undergoing through a bad financial situation or through a financial crisis, it's some kind of karma that is manifesting from your previous life, and you can change it. Or if you're undergoing a bad relationship, okay, if your spouse is behaving as a monster who is out there to get you, you can certainly change your relationship karma. Okay, so everything that is under the ambit of this human birth or human experience, you can change it. Okay, otherwise not. All right, and then you don't need to change. You don't need to. You don't need to go beyond the human experience. And even if you want to go beyond that experience, then there is something which is called siddhi. Okay, so siddhi is a skill that we acquire. For example, there are ashta siddhis, 8 types of siddhis that are there. Okay, there is the for example, anima siddhi. Anima siddhi means you are able to change the form of matter. Or then there is bhuta siddhi. That means you have complete dominance over the 5 elements of earth, air, earth, wind, fire, space, and water. Okay, so that is bhuta siddhi. So these siddhis you can acquire. Okay, these siddhis you can acquire, and that allows you to go into the next level of of existence, where you are not only able to change your karma, you are also able to change the karmas of other people around you. Okay, and there are a group of devis that are associated with changing karma, and they are known as nitya devis. Okay, so there are 30 nitya devis, each associated with a tithi. Okay, there are nitya devi. There is a nitya devi for amavasya. There is a nitya devi for purnima. There is a nitya devi for, say, Krishna Chaturthi. There is a Nitya Devi for Shukla Panchami, and so on. So for 30 tithis, there are 30 Nitya Devis, and these Nitya Devis, they always appear in groups. They will not appear as, they are not appear as singular entities. Okay, they are a group of Devis, all right, who are responsible for changing your karma. Okay, for example, the Nitya Devi who is associated with the, with the Ekadashi Tithi. Okay, she is known as Nitya Ghana. Okay, and Nitya Ghana is able to change your karma with diseases. So if you are suffering from any kind of disease and you know how to invoke Nitya Ghana, then you can heal that disease, or you can change the karmic structure of the disease, so for the purpose of healing it. Okay, so that is how you work with the Nitya Devis, and this is something that you will learn as you move forward with this course. All right, and then we come on this earth plane to undergo karma. Okay, but then people have a notion that, is it not wrong to change one's karma? Because suffering has been glorified in all our scriptures, which is very, very very pathetic. Okay, a human being is not meant to suffer. You are here to enjoy. Okay, there will be a question that all of you have: who am I? Why am I here? Okay, so I'll give you the answer right now. Okay, who am I cannot be answered. Okay, you cannot know who you are. Just like a camera cannot take a picture of just like a camera cannot take a picture of itself. So similarly, because you are not looking at yourself, you don't know who you are. You cannot know who you are. Okay, and then someone whom we know as Ramana Maharishi, he came and he just put the question to himself: who am I? And then he sat there chewing tobacco. Who am I? So this is people made this into a method. People made this into a technique. There were people like Robert Adams who made this into a technique. Who am I? And that was a question that was there, for many, many years before someone by the name of Nisargadatta Maharaja came in, and he added something else. I am that. I am that. But before that, the Bible also attempted to answer that question. I am that. I am. Okay, there is a verse in the Bible which says, I am that I am. So there's a there is a missing link in that verse. I had explained in that in that first class on karma. The verse is, I am that, comma, or a pause, and then I am. Okay, so I am that, I am that I am. Okay, so you are everything. You are in everything. So what it indicates, that your consciousness is in everything. Okay, but that is not the answer to the question, who am I? Okay, because as I said, who are you cannot be answered. Okay, you cannot know who you are. All you can know is that you are a pleasure seeking being who is here to experience pleasure, not suffering. Okay, don't think that because you're suffering, God is very, very happy with you. All right. Some, some spiritualists have made this mistake of declaring that, suffering is a way of God's, suffering is a way of for God to test you. That is absolutely wrong. It's a horrendous thing to say. Okay. You are here to experience pleasure. Okay. And you experience pleasure only when you burn away your karmas. You cannot wash away your karmas. Okay. You have to burn away your karmas. Okay. You have to burn away your karmas. There is no other way to, you cannot dissolve your karmas. You have to burn it up. Okay. And, once you burn away your karmas, you will be learning more about who you are. Okay. For example, people often come to me for changing their relationship karma. All right. And then they come and tell me, I had a fight with my wife. Can you just help me, help our relationship get better? And I didn't do things for them. Okay. Of course, these I don't do it for free. All right. Because it took me a lot of effort to do it. So I don't do it for free. But then, after I changed the karma, after I asked the Nitya Devis to burn the karma, what happens is the wife, if she's sleeping, the next moment she wakes up and she is a completely different person. She forgets the episode that happened with her husband that made her have a grudge against him. Okay, that is how simple it is to dissolve karma, but you have to learn how to do it. Someone has to tell you how to do it. Okay, it's a siddhi, but that siddhi has to be gifted to you. Okay, so my point is, if you are having good results, if you're getting good results by your karma, then you don't need to change that karma, right? But if you're having a bad life created by bad karma, it must be changed. Okay, so it's not a good idea to prolong pain and suffering in the name of God. Okay, in the name of karma. Yes, for example, someone has cancer and then some idiots come and tell me, it's my karma to suffer. Why? Who told you it's your karma to suffer? God did not tell you it's your karma to suffer. Yes, people come to me for healing. Okay, and all I do is I dissolve the karma. If someone has cancer, I just dissolve the karma of cancer. That's it. The person is healed. The cell is healed. The cell loses the karma of cancer, and that's it. It's gone. Okay, so someone has to teach you how to dissolve your karma. Okay, how to burn away your karma, not dissolve. Forgive me for that. And your present act karma, but more importantly, your thoughts are the main creators of karma. So you should be very careful about what you think. Okay, you should be very, very careful about what you think. Otherwise, you'll be creating more karma. You'll be creating an endless web of karma, which will be very, very difficult to, very, very difficult to burn. Okay, that is the reason, because you don't have any control over your thoughts. That is the reason, bad things constantly manifest in your life. Okay, that is the reason you are not being able to manifest all the good things. Okay, for example, say you wanted a Mercedes, in the next 1 week, and you keep thinking about that Mercedes. If if you have control over your thoughts, you'll only think thoughts about that Mercedes. But if you don't have control over your thoughts, you'll actually end up creating viruddha karma. That means you will also think about those thoughts that will be opposed to you getting the Mercedes. For example, how will the money come from? Okay, how will I maintain that expensive car? Where I will keep that expensive car? What will my relatives think? So all those are viruddha karma that also flows in from from your thoughts. So it's very important that your thoughts don't create karma. Okay, so you should be extremely careful about what you think. Okay, so in short, karma is your destiny. Okay, and or for example, if an orange seed is there, it has a destiny to grow into an orange tree, right? So an apple seed will grow into an apple tree. So just like a plant has a destiny to grow into something that is, so even a human being has a destiny. Okay, the destiny is to become a superhuman. Okay, that is your destiny. That is your purpose of life. Everyone has the same purpose, to become superhuman. Okay, and what to do to become superhuman? You need to have absolute control over your mind. Okay, and then you will have absolute control over your emotions, and then you will have absolute control over your life. So it's a very simple process, right? Absolute control over your mind, absolute control over your emotions, and absolute control over your life. Okay, so these are the three masteries. You have to master these three aspects of life, and then you finally get what you want. Okay, so destiny is destination, right? Your destiny is a destination. You start out at a point and then you move forward, and finally you stop moving forward, and then the momentum ends. Okay. And in fact, growth itself is a process of decay. Okay. So a child is growing, but at the same time it is decaying. That means, as a child, you may be growing towards adulthood, but apart from that, you are also growing towards old age and death. Okay. So that is what karma is. Okay, that is what Saturn does. It creates vata in the cells that make the cells decay, and finally the cells die. Okay. There is more to death. Okay, there is more to death, which I will not speak right now. All right, but as I tell, as I delve deeper into the program, maybe I'll tell you. Okay, so the point being, everyone knows how Buddha, how Buddha started his journey to explore life. Okay, at the beginning, Siddhartha Gautama, he was so aghast with whatever he saw outside everyone knows the story of Siddhartha Gautama, right? So he was so aghast that, he was so aghast by seeing the scenes outside his palace that he said that, I'm a prince, but what good is it if I'm going to die? All right. And to answer this burning question, he went out and confronted people who were suffering from illnesses. Okay. And he discovered that, the skin shrinks, and a face which was once beautiful becomes ugly. Some become crippled and disabled. So, Buddhism was born out of that idea that people must find out the meaning of this life. Okay. So, you keep on reincarnating to find out the meaning of life. Okay. You keep on getting recycled by this earth, and birth after birth, you come into being because there is the cyclical karmic force which creates life to experience desires which you had no time to experience in some other lifetime. Okay. And for some time, a time comes when you don't want to come back at all because you are tired of, coming back, and you want to return to that source. Okay. And that is something which is called moksha. But then you cannot attain moksha by dying. You have to attain moksha while being alive. Okay. So I'll not come into moksha. I'll not come into death right now. Okay. We'll take a deep dive if you go into the program. Okay. And this is about karma. Okay. This is about karma. And, karma is not just a metaphysical philosophy. It is real. Okay. Whatever you think becomes a reality in the invisible space-time complex of your soul. And then this manifests in life after an appropriate lapse of life. Okay. So karma is about taking responsibility, taking 100% responsibility of what your life is. Okay. It means you tell yourself that I am 100% responsible for whatever is going on in my life, and I want to change that. Okay. And this is the first step to burning karma. Okay. This is the first step to burning karma. All right. So Buddhism has a theory that you cannot end karma until you become totally empty. I don't agree with it. Okay. You have to become completely full if you have to stop karma from entering into your being. That is the idea of Hinduism. Okay. People think, emptiness in Buddhism is known as shunya. Okay. Fullness in Hinduism is known as ananda. So there is a very important distinction between the two. All right. So if you become empty, you're leaving space for more karma to enter into your life and create turmoil, right? But if you become full, right? If you become full of divine consciousness, then no karma can enter. So this is the theory of Hinduism. And this is something that we will all follow. Okay. Because make no mistake, whatever Hinduism you're learning through the internet or through those new age spiritual gurus who actually know Ghanta, by the way, all right, that is all a modified version of Hinduism. And that is all a modified version of Buddhism. Okay. Make no mistake. All right. All the internet gurus out there, I don't want to take names. Whatever they are teaching you, they are just modified versions of Buddhism, not actual Hinduism. Okay. So if you have to learn Hinduism, if you want to learn Hinduism, you have to be full. You have to be filled with happiness. You have to be filled with joy. You have to be filled from, you have to be filled right from your head to you have to be filled with happiness right from your head to your toes. And that is the real essence of Hinduism, to be happy. Okay, to seek pleasure. This is the answer. Who am I? I am a pleasure seeking being. Okay, so the next time someone tells you, who am I? Just tell them that you are a pleasure-seeking being, nothing more, nothing less. Okay, and once you fill your head, once you fill yourself from your head to toe with pleasure, the flow of karma stops immediately. Okay, now karma manifests through the navagrahas. Okay, karma manifests through the navagrahas, and these are the agents of karma. Okay, but the funny thing is that the grahas themselves are not completely evolved. Just like we are a part of the Brahmanda, okay, it is the egg of Brahma. The universe is the egg of Brahma, and the objective, the ultimate being of human being, and the ultimate goal of everyone is to become Brahman. Okay, that means you become God yourself. Okay, so just like we are a part of Brahmanda, even the planets are a part of Brahmanda, and that is the reason why I tell in most of my classes that you should not worship the planets. Okay, you should not worship the planets, because just like we are evolving, we are not perfect. Similarly, the planets are also not perfect, so the results that they will bring you, they are also not perfect, they are also not going to be perfect. Okay, so you should worship the deities who have become Brahmans. Okay, for example, Shankarnath, or Shiva as we call him, he was an ordinary human being just like you and me, and then he managed to become filled with Ananda, and he became a deity, right? So you should worship those deities who will bring you Ananda, who will bring you Santosha. Okay, but then the planets, you must overcome them. Okay, you must overcome the Navagrahas if you want to have any chance of correcting your karma. Otherwise, the planets will not allow you to do so. Okay, as simple as that. You have to overcome the effects of the Navagrahas. Okay, so, and how do the Navagrahas enter your body? They enter your body through your food. Okay, and just like you are learning things as a human being, similarly, the planets are also learning things by being deities. Okay, so there are various forms of karma, as they say. Okay, there are various forms of karma. You know, the karma which can be changed easily, and the karma which cannot be changed easily. Okay, and the first karma that you must overcome is agama karma. That means the karma from your ancestors. Okay, karma that comes from your ancestors, that is agama karma. All right, and that is something that you must change if you want to change your destiny, if you want to change your life. Okay, because the ancestors will be there, and their karma also comes to you. Okay, comes through, flowing through you, and that creates obstacles in your life, and you thought that, oh my God, God is being unfair to me. God has nothing to do with your karma. Okay, so the first karma that you must clear is the agama karma. Okay, then comes the sanchita karma. Sanchita karma is the sum total of all the karmas that you're meant to, that you have experienced in all the lifetimes. Okay, that is sanchita karma, and the part of the sanchita karma that you must experience in this lifetime, this is known as prarabdha karma. Okay, so prarabdha karma is something that can be that can be changed. Okay, agama karma is something that can be changed. All right, sanchita karma cannot be changed. Okay, for example, right now I have brown skin, so if I want to turn it into white skin, it's not going to happen. I'll become like Michael Jackson, and then I'll undergo endless surgeries, and then I'll die, right? Okay, I'll bleach myself and invite more problems. Okay, so that is sanchita karma, which you cannot change. Okay, it represents your karmic boundaries. Okay, so prarabdha karmas are something that you create. Okay, that you create, and it is going to be experienced by no matter what you do. Okay, but prarabdha karma can be dissolved, as I said. Okay, for example, say you are supposed to have an accident. Okay, so if you dissolve the prarabdha karma, then you will have that accident, because that's that's what you have wanted in one of your lifetimes. But it's very much possible that after that accident, instead of breaking a hand which you were supposed to break because of your prarabdha karma, you have just scratched your little finger. Okay, that is how you can change your prarabdha karma. Okay, so it's about, burning karma is about giving you an umbrella to deal with the hostilities of life, and this is something that you will learn in this program. Okay, but again, as I said, in order to change karma, you have to, you have to overcome the planets. And this is something that this program will focus on. Okay, so let me share whatever I'll be teaching. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. Okay. I was talking, but maybe, you know, from which point did you miss?
We didn't hear at all actually in this slide actually.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I think you are mute. I think.
No, no, I was, yeah, somehow it got it muted. Okay. Let's begin in that case.
Yeah.
Uh,
Thanks.
yeah. So you will understand the secret of death, first of all. Okay. And any kind of practice that you undertake, which is very Vedic in nature, the first thing that they will teach you is how to understand death. Okay. And once you understand that, you will be given a practice of, of Mahakala. And I guarantee that if you practice this, okay, if you practice this, you will actually, you will actually be unaffected by all the five elements. Okay. That means there'll be no accidents. Okay. There will be no, no sudden death. There will, you are completely eliminating the possibility of, of mishaps. There will not be even a single cut on your body if you practice this sincerely. Okay, that is how powerful this practice is. People come to me for designing amulets that cost 60 to 70,000 rupees. Okay, but if you do this practice, it's going to solve all your problems. Okay, you will be immune. If someone comes to shoot you with a revolver, either the gun will not fire, or by seeing you, the person will, no operations as well. Not exactly. If you are already sick, then I don't guarantee. But if you are not sick, then no operations too. Okay. So once you understand this practice, okay, once you understand this practice, or once you do this practice, you'll be completely free. Okay, Mahakal will himself protect you, and no black magic will work on you. No occult will work on you. Okay. As I said, if someone comes to you with the, if someone comes to you with a gun in hand to kill you, then that person will lose the interest to kill you, or maybe the gun will not work. Something will happen that you will not die. Okay. Then we'll try to understand the sun, because if you want to overcome the planets, you have to understand them first. Okay. And you have to understand the sun. Okay. And that is for, that is for Satya. Okay, that calls for Satya. And once you understand the sun, you will be given a Kriya, which is known as Surya Kriya. And this is about harnessing the power of the Dvadasha Adityas. That means the 12 Adityas, to help you achieve anything that you want. Okay. And then there is, once you understand the sun, we will be moving to the moon. And once you understand the moon and you're given the Chandra Kriya, everything, all relationship issues in your life will be sorted. You'll never face any kind of misunderstandings. You'll never go through any kind of relationship turmoil. Okay. Each and every, block that you have in terms of your relationship, that will be overcome. You can overcome that by Chandra Kriya. Okay. And then once you move over that, you'll be going to Mars. And the process to understand Mars will be the practice of brahmacharya. Okay. Now, brahmacharya does not mean, brahmacharya does not mean not being married and not having sex and stuff like that. All the regular shit that you hear regarding brahmacharya. Okay. You can be a married person and still be a brahmachari. Okay. So that is how powerful the practice is. And once once you practice brahmacharya, the cells in your body will start regenerating on your own. Okay. You'll start looking much, much younger as compared to your age. Then the highest karma of Mercury is ahimsa. Okay. Ahimsa is about understanding that everything is a part of the divine. Even your enemy is divine, right? There is a reason why, the Graha Devata of Mercury is Narayan or Vishnu. Okay. So once you will be getting access to the, to the philosophy of Narayan. You will be understanding the philosophy of Narayan once you start practicing the Ahimsa Kriya. Okay. Then you'll be moving towards understanding Jupiter, and this is Santosha. Santosha means all round satisfaction. Okay. And for that, you have to do the Tripura Kriya, and this Tripura Kriya is a part of a greater process, which we call as Bhuta Siddhi. Okay. So you'll be given access to all the, you'll be taught how to master all the elements, all the Pancha Mahabhutas. Okay. The element of, of fire, element of space, element of wind, element of water, and element of earth. All the 5 elements you'll be mastering in Tripura Kriya. Okay, and once you master the elements, your entire world will seem different. Okay, and then you'll go move towards understanding Venus, and here you will learn a very important secret, which is the secret of Mahamrityunjaya. Okay, so there is a way how to use the Mahamrityunjaya mantra. There is a secret of Mahamrityunjaya. You'll be getting access to all those secrets. Okay, and then we finally move on to understanding Saturn. This is the last of the planets which have a body, and for understanding Saturn, you'll be given a practice called Matrika, where you will experience the body of the Divine Mother. That means you'll have the personal experience of of being in the body of Ma Kali. Okay, that is how powerful this practice is. And then we move to the planets which do not have a body, right? So you have to understand Rahu, and once you understand Rahu, you'll be given a process which is called mirroring. Okay, mirroring means Rahu is the great reflector. So you can have you can take any person, or you can take any situation and pull away all the qualities of that person into yourself if you want. Okay, that is the power of mirroring. And finally, understanding K2 is the most difficult part. Okay, because K2 makes us constantly feel that there is no God within us. Okay, there is no God outside of us. It gives us the feeling of loneliness. Okay, and for that you will be taught a kriya which is known as moksha kriya. And again, this is going to be very, very intense, because then you will understand how God is, or how the divine is operating within us as well as outside of us. Okay, so why this program? Because we'll be mastering the Navagraha by the use of yoga and tantra. And I promise this. Okay, this is my ultimate promise. Okay, if you complete this program, you'll no longer need to do any planetary remedy ever. Okay, because you'll be mastering your health, emotions, finances, and all-round satisfaction from all aspects of life. And thereby, you'll be in complete control of your destiny. Okay, so it's going to be a 18-week intensive program. Okay, and you will receive there will be a WhatsApp group or a support system where we will have a weekly Q&A session every Saturday, and the classes will happen every Sunday. Okay, the classes will happen every Sunday from 9 o'clock at night. Okay, after we have the Jyotish Foundation class, and that's it. Okay, and once you master this, you'll be if you manage to remain with me. Okay, it's very difficult. I'm just stopping the share now. Okay, it's absolutely, it's very, very difficult for people to be with me, because there were a few students that I had, and most of them ran away. Okay, because I am a very difficult task master. Okay, because of my Saturnian outlook, I'm a very difficult task master. So if you manage to stick around for 18 weeks, you will actually have mastered your destiny. This is my promise to you. Okay. Twinkle says I didn't. Yeah, even Shannon didn't run away. Okay. So what I want is, as I said, the duration will be 18 weeks. Okay. Possibly 20 weeks, because we'll be putting everything into theory and practice. The theory and practicals will be going directly, okay, simultaneously, that is. And if you're interested in joining the program, yeah, that is what I said. She's still there. Okay, so if you are interested in learning about this program, Shannon and Twinkle, they have already confirmed their interest, so I'll be reaching out directly to them. So if you're interested in learning more about the about the costs and and how it works, how you can pay up, okay, we'll have a installment system in place as well. So please leave a message in the group, okay, along with your number, so that I can give you a personal call and we can take this forward. Okay, just type a message, I'm interested, leave your name and your number, and we are done. Okay, so leave your message in the group, and I'll give you a call back by this Wednesday. Okay, so there I'll be discussing the fees and how you can pay up and everything. Okay, and as I said, there will be a special technique that I'll be sharing. If you don't want to join, that's also fine. And but as I said, I'll not allow you to leave empty handed. Okay, so how to stop your thoughts even if you have never meditated a single day in your life? Is it very difficult or is it very easy? It's actually very easy. You can do it in 2 minutes of your time. Okay, so I want you to close your eyes. Okay, I just want you to close your eyes, keep your spine erect. Okay, if you are watching this by lying on your bed, just for a few seconds, just get up and sit with your spine erect and close your eyes, and just observe whatever is going on your head. Okay, there'll be some thoughts running around in your head. Okay, just close your eyes and observe what thoughts are running there in your head. Yeah, now just put a question. Okay, put a question to yourself. Where will my next thought come from? Where will my next thought come from? Just put a question to yourself. And you will see that the mind pauses, because the mind does not know where the thoughts come from. Okay, so this pause indicates that even if it is for a few seconds, you've stopped thinking. Okay, now again, pause. Again, watch your thoughts. Now ask yourself, what will my next thought look like? Okay, what will my next thought look like? And again, you'll see that all of a sudden your mind pauses, right? Because it does not know the answer to that as well. Now ask your mind again, allow your mind to wander wherever it goes. And now ask, what will be the color of my next thought? And then you'll see, your thinking stops for a few seconds before the mind again goes on the rethinking process. Okay, so in that way you can put different questions, right? What will my next thought taste like? What will my next thought feel like? Okay, what will my next thought sound like? So these are very common questions that you can put to yourself. Okay, and once you start practicing this very simple technique, which can be done in under 2 minutes, you'll be seeing that there is an increased gap between the thoughts. Okay, and that is something your mind loves. Okay, the mind even does not want to go on thinking compulsively, but because we are in this culture that tells us that thinking constantly is good, so we are forced to to having multiple thoughts in our head and then getting tired because we are not able to handle those multiple thoughts. Okay, so this is a very simple technique that you can share, that you can apply yourself, and you can share with others as well. Okay, and as I said, the recordings will not be available on YouTube, but if you have any if you have any desire to go through this recording, or if you want to share this recording with others, kindly ping me. I'll share the link. That is the link. The video will be there on YouTube, but you'll not get the link. Okay, under usual circumstances. All right, so any questions about the program regarding the learning part, regarding the syllabus? I'm open to it. Okay, no questions, it means. All right then, thank you so much for joining in. And as I said, if you are interested in learning about this program, or the costs and everything else involved, please leave a message in the group. Okay, saying that I'm interested, along with your name and phone number, and I'll reach out to you personally. Okay, so thank you so much for this orientation. It was lovely hosting you, and we'll start the class on Jyotish Foundation in the next 10 minutes. I'll share the link in the group. And if you want the video, please send me a personal message. I'll send you the video. Okay, thank you so much. I'll see you soon. Namaste.